hot seat. Sydney, let us start things off with Lindsay.
Okay.
Hi, Sydney. First of all, is your swipe card to the practice facility still working?
We'll see. We'll see tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. And then second of all, for the preseason game over the weekend against the Liberty, what's your gauge on where your team is at versus where you need to be to repeat?
I don't even think we're necessarily looking at it like where we need, like, in order to repeat. Like, it's just a new season, trying to make sure that, you know, we're getting better day by day, improving during training camp. But I think that we saw a lot of good signs, like moving the ball well, getting everybody involved defensively. I think we did a good job communicating. That's been something that we've been harping on in training camp. The coaches just wanting us to be competitive in every drill, communicate, be physical. And so, yeah, I think we saw like a lot of good signs that we'll be able to, you know, take into practice tomorrow to just keep improving.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Sydney, can you talk a little bit about from a chemistry standpoint, how important it is that with a team like this, with so many stars, that everybody has a role still, and just the number of veterans and even younger players, I think, are really mature players, how that works, and you know, just your observation and also being a part of it.
I think that it's super helpful to have like a lot of players who will have like championship experience on teams, whether it's like in the pros or college, and just having an understanding of like the importance of roles on the team, like knowing them, accepting them, thriving in them. And I think that we have a lot of people, you know, fortunately for us, that have amazing offensive skill sets and like have the ability to do a lot, but people are willing to, you know, do what's best for the team. I think that's what made our team special last season, is that even though a lot of people are equipped to go out and score 20 plus points on any given night, you know, people always look to do what was best for the team. And we ended up winning that way. So I think when you have a group of people who understand that the team winning is the most important thing and not like individual stats, those teams tend to thrive. Yeah, so it, you know, it helps that we all like each other. So you want to see one another do well. I think you can't underscore the importance of that on a team.
Thank you.
Jose?
Hey, Cindy, thank you again for doing this as always. I know in your 2 stints here, you've been
Jose, I didn't have a choice. I have to be here.
Hey, but you're here, so I appreciate you. But look, you've always been the hype person in the locker room, in the hallways, on the floor, all that. How have your new teammates adapted to your style of being loud, right? Because that's what you are, and not in a bad way, but you get everyone hyped, you break the ice. How have they adapted to your style?
You know, a lot of the team is the same from last year. So just like a couple new people there are also, you know, like energetic people. They like having fun, but competing. Like, I think that's the fun part for all of us. Like, that's what gets us excited and hyped up, is that we're trying to get one another better, and then we can finally play against another opponent. Like, it makes you excited that you can go beat up on somebody else. But yeah, like everybody is enjoying themselves. And like I said, when you have a team full of people that genuinely like each other, it's really easy to just bring that kind of energy, because you're not forcing anything. It's just naturally how y'all coexist together, you know.
Nikias?
Yes. Hi, Sydney. Nice to talk with you. A couple of questions, if that's okay with you. One, how do you approach your offseason? How do you approach development? Is it more so trying to add something new to your game, or is it about refining the skills that you already have?
I think it's both. Like for me, like the older I've gotten, and like sometimes I've had injuries or whatever the case might be. So when I'm in the off season, like there are some things that I don't love. Like I don't really love being in the weight room, but when I realize that like I need it, or I need to strengthen something because I did have an injury, then like that's something that I'll go work on. And then on the court, you know, you just try to hone the things that, or like keep doing the things that you do well, like work on them. But obviously, whatever your weaknesses are, you need to spend more time on those things. Yeah, so for me, it's just kind of like observing how the last season went, and then seeing like what I can do to improve.
Got you. And throughout your career, how has film watching changed for you throughout your career? Like, I think as a point guard, you have to know what you're doing, where everyone else is supposed to be. Like, what has that process been like for you, and how have you kind of grown that skill throughout your career?
Honestly, I don't think that it's changed a ton. Like, you study the film, like you watch it with a coach. I think it has helped over like the course of years to see like how quickly it can be broken down with like different like video services or like scouting services. So they can give you like, you want to watch something on your opponent, then you can have like 40 clips before the game of them running a certain play or like them being in a certain action or them making a certain move. So then you can figure out like how to stop that, or this is something that they really like, or just to observe yourself. I think it helps having different coaches at different levels, because you see like how people, you know, think differently. Some people view stuff differently, and they can help you in different ways, offensively and defensively.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, let's do two more. Rafiq.
This is Rafiq with Nothing But That Sports Talk. Good to talk to you, Cindy.
Hi.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, with the additions of Candace Parker and Alicia Clark joining your team, like how has practicing with them helped you develop yourself to be a very useful aspect to the Las Vegas Aces?
Yeah, I mean, they're veteran players with championship experience, coming in with a lot of leadership. They're very vocal players. And so for me, and I think for all of our team, it just helps to have people who are coming in and like seeing that we have a way that Las Vegas is trying to play, and like an MO, and they're figuring out how to become a part of that while still being themselves. And the energy that they bring, the leadership that they bring has been, you know, tremendous for me to watch, and I think for our younger players to see. And hopefully, you know, we just keep that kind of energy going, and it spills on to everybody else, and, you know, we all can learn from one another and get better.
Appreciate the insight. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, last question from inside the room. Sydney.
Yeah.
Every year, this time of year, cuts get made, and we talk about how we really need expansion.
Yeah.
Because so many talented players are having to be cut. You were a player who played in the league for a year, but then spent some time outside the league. What's your advice to maybe some of those players who started the first 2 years to play in the league, but fought our way back? What advice, if any, did you get when you were out of the league that first time? And what did you do to sort of keep motivated to get back in the WNBA?
If I'm being honest, I don't remember like a ton of the advice that I got, but my mindset was just that, like, I was young, I was not ready to move on to like the real world or like a regular job, and I still was very much competitive and wanting to play, and so I just didn't want to give up on a dream that I had, even though, you know, I got drafted my rookie year. I didn't play a ton, so for me, I'm like, I want to get back. Like, I really want to experience the league and be able to continue playing. So I just kept working, and sometimes like things just happen and stuff like falls in your favor, because my college coach ended up being good friends with Dan Hughes, and like I got a training camp contract. And so sometimes it's like you have to keep working while you're waiting for something to happen, because a lot of the times it is like people, you know, the luck of, you know, just like luck, some things can happen. Somebody knows somebody, you get an invite, but if I hadn't been working and then got that invite, I wouldn't have made it. So like, I think while you're somebody like me, while I'm praying and waiting for something to happen, you still have to work and hope that you're prepared by the time that an opportunity comes your way.
Awesome. Thanks a lot. We will let you go and be back with Raquan Williams and Candace Parker.
Thanks, Jig.